Hey, this is Justice for All podcast, debate number 2, see part 1. This is our first video podcast. It's pretty special.
Yeah.
So we're just talking about corporate tax cuts. So, Gage, if you want to continue your point.
Well, I was going on, saying basically. Well, what was your point before that?
Okay, so again, let me just recap a little bit. I think instead of just simultaneously raising people's real wages, which I also agree with. I agree with you. But this is not the reality we live in. The reality we live in is profit maximization. These people, they barely came back because we have competitive rates for the jobs. Let alone people get reamed in with the taxes and all that. That's why it's not livable.
No,
they make
that's
this,
not,
but
that's,
it's
that's
actually
part
12.
Of it. That's part of it.
So if you raise it to this, they're just going to get taxed more because they get bumped up, Gage.
That's
we need to
part
fix
of it.
that. No, we need to fix that. More money anyway. Okay, because they're going to be greedy.
But
they're going to be greedy.
Listen,
that's my point.
The amount,
so giving them money isn't going to fix the problem.
The amount of cuts that you're going to receive, or the amount of cuts that you want to do to the government, it only helps so much. It gets to a point still where your hourly wage just doesn't cover
a big
the
cut,
cost of
Gage,
living.
would be income tax.
Listen.
We cut income tax. That helps a lot more people. Anyway.
Okay, you get an extra $100 a paycheck.
No, well,
yes.
that helps. That helps people.
But whenever you're living
the people
in an
living paycheck to paycheck, that helps.
But whenever you're sitting there making, Randall, whenever you're sitting here making, $1,000 a paycheck or whatever, and the cost of living is freaking $1,500 a month in rent.
Gage,
that $100 doesn't mean too much.
People don't live how they used to. People usually
that's not.
With what we're talking about, you can at least have a roommate and still have cash in your bucket.
You look at the average.
And then if you cut that, and if you cut all the other bullshit that we don't need, like the fucking healthcare and all these other programs, hell yeah, we're not investing into that. We need a fixed tax for the main priorities of the Fed, and then the rest come from the state. Let that fix it, because I'm telling you what, it'd be livable.
We still have government programs that we have.
Why is it livable in Indiana to make $11 an hour, and then over here you have to make 17?
It is taxes.
But my point is that it's like if you have a universal thing, because that works there, and it can work here. You just gotta be fiscally responsible.
But also,
and then they're going to be greedy,
But also, there are some government programs that you have to fund, so you can't
that's
just
fine.
But you can't just
talk
cut
about it.
But
we
you
can
can't
talk
just
about
cut everything.
Okay, Gage, but a lot of the things that we can cut is a lot of the expenditures we spend.
I'm saying employers,
education, we spend that's the second or third most we spend. We can cut that department of education entirely.
Employers are still going to have to raise wages at some point.
Maybe,
and they're starting. Listen.
Wouldn't it be better if we cut them? If we cut, then people get more money, and then even the employers, definitely will.
We already
definitely will.
We did a cut. Okay, we did a cut from 35 to 21%. You know how much money extra I get in my paycheck? $20.
Okay, that's
an extra $20.
Yeah,
and that's a huge cut that we did. That's a huge cut that we did.
Okay, that's okay.
You know how much more the company is making? Billions and billions of dollars.
Okay, that's fine.
And they're not, and they're just fucking.
But this is the fucking problem.
The problem is you have an increasing wage gap, and you have to give them incentives.
They're going to still work the way around, because they don't want to give up money.
You have to give them incentives
with
punishment.
What incentive? What
incentives with punishments?
What?
Give them, for example, the tax cuts as long as they promise to do, to add jobs or to increase wages,
which
or something
they've
like
added
that.
the jobs.
Whereas but not.
They've added jobs.
But some of them just fucking pocket. I know companies that still have laid people off.
They do.
But the thing is,
they do increase wages and they give their all executive friends bonuses. But I'm talking about if you want the lower man to succeed, cut. You have to cut for them too.
And I agree.
And they're
but you also need both. You need both.
Okay, but that's okay.
Corporate America
But it's better to just have one, because if you just do the other one, it's still going to be them pocketing or leaving.
No, but what I'm saying is, whenever you're say you're making $10 an hour.
How can you say that?
Okay,
because I'm telling you,
it's
like raising the taxes on them. It's just like that.
Say you're making $10 an hour right now.
Yes.
Okay, living here.
Yes.
Say you cut every program. You're only going to be making so much. You're still not going to be able to afford to live.
Dude, all I'm saying is...
You're going to have to do both.
If we cut a lot of shit out, that you and I pay into and we don't use.
Yeah, but
I could only probably pay, for instance, like 11 or 12% in taxes.
But the thing is,
I paid 24. That's a next.
Yeah, but still,
like
but that's what an extra, $100.
And it makes a difference. That's my.
It makes a little
There's
bit
your
of a
raise.
It makes
that's your raise.
It
dog.
makes a little bit of a difference.
That's like your dollar raise you're just telling me about.
Yeah, but
it's the same. It's the same.
It's not the same.
It's 100% the same.
Because you still need, like, in some cases,
you made that money and you still.
They're severely underpaying them. In some cases,
maybe, but it's okay. I'm telling you what, nobody's getting paid minimum wage federally here ever in America. People are at least making like 9, 10.
That's not true.
Show me a job right now.
There's plenty of jobs that pay minimum. I fucking
worked. Federal
whenever we were in college, I fucking worked at one.
That was
like a year ago or 2 years ago.
Dude, I don't think so.
It was
anymore.
2 years ago.
And even so, it's more livable than here. Or
it's not livable.
It depends.
It's not livable.
Plus, those jobs that you're getting the minimum wage, they're probably like part-time. You're not supposed to live off.
Well, yeah, but I mean, still,
don't give me that shit. Come on.
But no, I'm saying even with a part-time job, we had to live off of part-time jobs for freaking while we were in college.
But so both of us doing the part-time job, that was like a full-time job. We're able to fucking.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking like if you don't have somebody to live with.
And where at my job, I made over minimum wage.
Yeah, and I did too. Well, I did at one of them, and then the other one I didn't.
I'm telling you, dude, there's a fine balance between. I'm sure.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'm saying for the most part, they're not going to be completely greedy, and you can do the $1 or $2
corporations are inherently greedy.
That's fine, but trying to get them to spend money isn't in their prerogative. That's not what they're down for. They want to save money. You have to play the game.
Listen to this.
They run shit.
Listen to this, for instance.
But what do you do about that, right? Like, they're the ones that hire us, but you have to play the fucking game. This is the reality.
Listen to this, for instance.
Okay. I don't even know why we're arguing. We believe like the same shit pretty much. We just have different.
Okay, I won't mention the company for confidentiality purposes. During the recession in 2008, they laid off probably 4,000 or 5,000 people.
Yes.
The CEO redecorated his office for millions of dollars while he was laying off 4,000 people.
Yeah.
You tell me that's right?
I'm not saying that, but
he put a fucking golden toilet in his office.
Dude, listen to me. Dude, like not every corporation's like that.
No, I know, but I'm saying, but it's the giant.
I'm telling you, man. That's why we have to do the worst case scenario. And whenever we just give people money and we don't fix the regulations, they're still paying more in their back to where they're from. They don't get to keep that money. They work more.
I agree with the regulation. I agree that we need to limit a lot of the regulation.
So that's what we agree with.
We agree on that.
That's what we have to do first because we know damn well they're going to be greedy and pocket it, and we have to deal with that problem. Initially, the easier thing would just do the cuts. We can control that easily with legislation, and we elect those people.
The only thing I'm saying is
that's my point.
The only thing I'm saying is,
I'm not saying I agree with you. I agree 100%. They should, but they're not going to. And
they are starting.
They're going to be worse and leave again.
They are starting.
If they feel obligated.
They're starting to pay their employees more now.
Well, that's good. That's good
because there's more. There's more jobs out there now than there are people to fill them. So now they have to raise wages.
The demand for jobs and getting initiatives,
which is good.
So that's fine. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So let's keep doing that. Create more jobs. Fuck. I'm down for that. But like I said, that's how we fix this problem. Because even if you just cut too, initially more people will have money, and then they're going to spend more anyway.
Yeah, I agree with.
So that's great. And then maybe it would become livable because if people spend more, the prices will drive down. There's going to be a surplus of shit.
You'd figure the same.
Hopefully,
you'd figure the same with gasoline, but they fucking control that price.
We won't go down there.
But anyway, to summarize my point, yes, I agree with the tax cuts. I do think some corporations abuse them. But I think they're way more beneficial than
Than not. I think so too. I think like I said before, it's better to have the job than not have the job. So I'll take it.
I agree.
College education. Is a college education worth it? I say no. 100% no. I think we have a demand in this country right now for servicemen and those kind of industry right now. Not there's an oversaturation like the tech and all that stuff. So I mean, you can still do it. Don't get me wrong, but I definitely think like mechanics, things like that, they're definitely a huge need, and there's a lot of money to be made right now.
I agree more with the trade school route too. There's a lot of money to be made if you're willing to work. Yeah. As far as the whole college thing goes, it had its time, whenever it was worth it. But the market is so oversaturated now with people coming out of college that it's just, driving the wages down and everything else because, you're like a dime a dozen. You think that getting a degree, I mean, it's getting to the point basically where getting a college degree is like getting a high school diploma.
Right.
I
pretty much agree. I think the college degree, if you have the money and maybe the time and you're trying to do, it's a good plan B. But other than that, I don't think you need it.
No, I definitely do not agree with free college.
No, but that's
stupid. Yeah. But I also don't think you should be paying freaking $20,000 a year to go to college either.
I think ridiculous. It's just because there's interest and they have to.
Well, yeah, I mean, they treat these colleges like, a lot of these parents sit here and preach that it matters so much where you go to college, and employers are gonna look at, if you go to Purdue instead of, or like if you go to Purdue and not go to, Indiana State or something like that, or USI, the jobs are going to look more fondly on Purdue, and it's like, that's not the case. Mostly, like, most jobs just want you to have that piece of paper. They don't care where you got it from. So it's like, why the fuck would you spend freaking $20,000 a year on your college education whenever you could spend like $5?
I agree. I think I'm for like federal assistance, but not free.
No.
And by what I mean by that is like, maybe. Well, sure, if you qualify, because they have standards, that's fine with me, and I think something like that's okay, especially if it's going to be used well. I don't like free. I just don't like giving people like free shit just because of like, arbitrary things.
For me too, like FAFSA and stuff like that, it only helps out like lower income usually. Because like if you make freaking $40,000 a year or something, you're not getting it.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. It makes
I
think it makes it fair.
I don't, because whenever college is $20,000 a year and you're only making 40, like you're not going to be able to pay for that.
But there's scholarships and like a bunch of other stuff too.
You can't guarantee that you can get a scholarship.
You can be
like if you don't,
you can get a scholarship right now for being a ginger.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying like, you're picked at random for scholarships. So it's not, and like I said, it only helps like the poorest of the poor.
Which that's fine. What's wrong with that?
Well, no, I'm saying, but there definitely should be some kind of aid for like middle class.
Well, that's something that should be talked about. Yeah, I agree. But it's a step in that direction. Drone strikes overseas. Do you think the United States should continue use of drone strikes abroad?
Well, we definitely.
I say no.
If they're a threat to us, yes. Like if they're actually.
I would say.
I agree.
I would say that if it's a threat and that's a better solution than sacrificing our own people, if need be.
But exactly.
Other than that, I don't think so. If there's no need to.
Yeah, if we're just going around bombing people, then no. But like, if we're using them like we did with ISIS and stuff, then because we drove them back.
Well, yeah, I agree.
They're basically gone.
Right. So, drug use in sports. Should performance-enhancing drugs such as steroids be accepted in sports?
No.
What about weed?
Weed's fine.
I don't think they should. I think that if the customer, they should take a poll of the fans, and if the customers want it, I say fuck yeah.
No.
Make it
You
optional.
really think that steroids should be legal?
I
in
think it would
sports?
be cool to see like people like Sammy Sosa and
like
shit,
roided out,
roided
fucking,
out motherfuckers drilling homers outside the park.
Yeah.
Yes, hell yeah.
Final score of
Why
baseball
not?
games, like 80
I want to
to
see
70.
the full potential of like 2 light heavyweights in UFC. Just like fuck, man. Why not? The best athletes at the very best.
I don't want to watch a bunch of roided out.
You could charge people more money too.
That's not like that's not even like
Profit
skill at that point.
maximization. It's
not
just
even-
2 beasts.
It's not even skill at that
Can you
point.
imagine LeBron James on steroids?
Yeah, LeBron versus Steph on steroids.
It's fucking, I don't know. I guess I'm in between somewhere there. I'm not for, I'm not against, I guess.
I don't agree with it. I'm fine with weed.
I don't think it's. No, do I think it's right? That's why I said optional. Because I don't think we should be forcing people to do that.
Well, no, but they're not gonna win if you allow it.
You know what?
But-
Here's what I would do. Here's what I would do. If I was like a star player, I'd be like, yo, coach, get this GM to give me like an extra like $100,000. All right, like 20 grand. I'll fucking be the best. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
That's I think what's wrong with that? Or dude, can you imagine like a linebacker just taking someone's head off? And,
Yeah.
I
And then
don't know.
then you'd have fucking Roger Goodell moving the kickoff to the 50-yard line.
Yeah,
And
it's just like,
take away extra points.
yeah, I don't know. So I'm a maybe. It's definitely not a good thing. Probably not.
No.
I'll tell you what, I was most interested in baseball during the Sammy Sosa very long time.
Yeah.
Something,
Home
yeah.
runs all the time.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
And it's great. It builds character and makes you healthy.
Don't think steroids make you healthy.
Do you think assisted suicide should physicians assist suicide be legal? Should physician assist? Wow.
Physician-assisted suicide.
Yeah, it's that's a mouthful.
Just say
isn't it?
doctor-assisted suicide.
Yeah, doctor assist. That's a mouthful. Do you believe in that? I say leave up to the states or the patient.
Yeah.
But
That's-
definitely, I don't think the government should make policy on this. Especially, I don't think it should be like the physician's discretion.
It's a hard one.
I would say like if they're saying, "Hey, doc, kill me," I don't think anybody should have the right, because that's their life. I think like if it's that bad, who are we to say?
For me, I think that it should. First of all, it should only be for terminal cases where you're gonna die or you're on your deathbed.
And
It shouldn't. It shouldn't be for like depression or something like that, where some teenager just comes into the doctor and
Hey
says,
doc, just give
"Hey,
me some pills.
just kill me."
Just give me some pills. and
like
make it
no.
go.
I think you have to have like freaking stage 4 lung cancer or even then like some disease that you're definitely going to die from.
Sure. I mean, and like I said, I definitely don't think the government should say it. I think it should be at the person who's getting treated discretion. I think the only thing like the government maybe should have some guidelines saying like these.
I mean,
things.
there has to be some kind of regulation.
Sure.
Where
Not
yeah,
regulation. Not regulation, as in the doctor can say when to take your life if they think.
Yeah.
No, I don't think.
Terminal illness or something.
So I would say sure. I think that's humane.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, in a terminal illness case where the patient's in pain or something like that. But then you face the other consequence if you're going to give doctors that power to kill people. Then I could see it being.
But that's
abused.
just like that's what I'm saying. Like you have to make sure.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
It's like the last thing. Electoral college. Should the United States use the electoral college in the presidential elections?
Yes.
Why?
Because it gives equal representation basically to all states.
It's
Whether
not,
you're-
like there's a little piece of land between New York and LA.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It gives political
I agree.
power to states like Montana and Idaho and Wyoming.
I agree, and that's why we've had it. They kind of understood that.
Yeah.
Should felons who have completed their sentence, incarceration, probation, or parole, be allowed to vote? I say yes. I say if you get I say if you've done your time and you're a renewed citizen, you're still a citizen of the United States, you get your rights. I would even say the firearms if it's a non-violent criminal, even all your rights. I think you get all your rights.
I think it depends.
You've done your time. You're not incarcerated anymore.
Yeah.
This is part of the problem we have, because like we see these people as in like animals and shit. People mess up,
Yeah.
And I think it'd be a good start to give them everything that they had going. They've done their time, like I said. Even when they come to the jobs and all that, yes, give them a fair shake. They're back in society with us.
I personally think it should be like a case by case basis.
Like I said, violent criminals maybe not.
Yeah, but not violent. No murderers, rapists.
And usually they don't get out a lot.
Yeah. Or like sex offenders.
But I don't see why voting should be taken away. Fuck, who cares?
Well, I mean, I'll tell you why.
Well, they're not.
It's political.
They're not in jail.
It's political because
Democrats.
Yeah, a lot of felons tend to vote Democrat.
But that doesn't matter. Who cares? Fuck.
But I'm just saying why some sides oppose.
This is the end of part 2. We're coming back to part 3 for the debate number 2. Justice for All podcast. Thanks, guys.